playing against each other in the final round.
Wow, and one of these two players is guaranteed to get at least 9.5 points, so we can safely say that the pack on 8 are out of the race for first place. It's going to be one of these two or Alexei Sorana to win the tournament now. And okay, Sindarov does start with white. That is an advantage. It means that he can probably bully Abdusattorov a little bit with the idea of a draw. Abdusattorov simply has to win. But this is going to be fun. It's going to be a very interesting battle between the two players from Uzbekistan here. I think Sindarov is a few years younger than Nodirbek Abdusattorov, a younger competitor. He's always been a bit in the shadow until 2025. That was his big breakthrough year. We see the Spanish opening here, the Ruy Lopez. And what will Sindarov do? Will he play the delayed exchange variation? He's done that a few times lately. The answer is no. He's going for a main line. And now, big question, C3, D3, A4. There are so many moves here for white. Black has ideas of the Marshall Gambit. If he breaks out in the center, and you can see he's already indecisive, Sindarov, spending a lot of time on the clock in these early stages. He doesn't know whether to play for a win or a draw. A draw for Sindarov, he might get leapfrogged by Sorana, who has a fantastic tiebreak. So maybe both players will really want the win. But Sindarov, this is too slow.
Yeah.
He can't choose what opening he wants to play. He can't decide.
But he does have a good position at the moment. But according to the evaluation bar, but he's already spent a minute.
Yeah, that is very, very dangerous long-term, spending a minute on the clock. He doesn't allow the Marshall, which would have happened after C3, pawn to D5. The Marshall Gambit, super famous variation there, played by many world champions. And okay, it's a delayed version of that. White can now grab a pawn in the center, but Black's idea will be to bypass that, bring a knight forward, and grab the bishop pair. This is still very, very well-known stuff. Well-known stuff, but Sindarov's spending too long.
Wow.
Looks like Abdusattorov, he's the more familiar of the two with this opening.
Yeah, and I also feel like when you're teammates and you know each other very well, then you've played a lot of games against each other. And maybe Sindarov, he has some like bad memories from certain openings, and he's like, okay, let me try not to play that opening. And then you kind of overthink this whole opening process, and you end up spending so much time just because you're playing somebody who really knows you as a chess player. Exactly.
Like the opening stage of a blitz game very rarely decides everything, especially at this top level where everyone's openings are at a very decent level. You nearly never see the one-move blunders. They don't lose a piece in 10 moves. As long as you're in the game, you have a chance. So very surprised. Sindarov still thinking knight to d4 is a known move. You normally take that exactly. He's played the main line.
Yeah.
And it's cost him 2 minutes. This has been known since the 90s as one of the main lines.
It's good that we have you here, David, who knows all the chess history. and
I remember Peter Lecco playing this in 1995.
Exactly.
Before Sindarov or Abdusattorov. Well, actually, Abdusattorov was born by... Oh, no, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. I wasn't even born then.
They're all so young.
And yeah, and look at Abdusattorov. He looks very motivated and concentrated. And I was especially impressed that even as he got an advantage against Magnus, that he never really let it slip, and that he spent his time, but he spent it very wisely. And I mean, winning against the world #1 and then going into the final round, knowing that if I win Titled Tuesday, there isn't a better motivation than that.
Exactly. And we've seen the queens come off in the last couple of moves. I think that's Sindarov trying to play safety first. He's still got a little bit of pressure, and this knight is now hanging. And white is the one who holds the key to opening up the corner file here. White can unlock that at any possible moment, so a bit uncomfortable for black, potentially. White's knight is also now unpinned. There was a nasty tension on this diagonal. The white knight is able to go and target a loose pawn in the center. So Sindarov still with a very healthy position, finally making his opponent think, though. And yeah, those chess.com blitz ratings are insane. 3,200.
Yeah.
As both of them, there's hardly anything separates them. You can see why Uzbekistan have already won one Olympiad and likely to win more in future.
Yeah, do you think that they're also prioritizing that? I mean, here's a dilemma for these two, or for Sindarov specifically. If he qualifies for the World Championship by winning the Candidates Tournament now in April, and he's going to play the World Championship in November, will he play the Olympiad? Oh. Because he's so important for the team.
True.
He's one of the best players in the world, but also very important for the Uzbekistan team. But do you make time for that when you also have a world championship potentially? It must be very hard to like plan and prioritize tournaments for these guys.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That would be a real dilemma, as you say. I think in the old days, the world champions like Kasparov did play some Olympiads, but not everyone. Anand didn't play for years Olympiads while he was world champion. But Gukesh played the Olympiad, had a great result just before he became world champion. So maybe the young players will prioritize it. Sindarov, of course, got given a 3-bedroom apartment by the government after winning the World Cup. So probably he feels obliged. He's like, okay.
To represent the country, yeah, definitely.
If you win gold again, you might get a mansion palace next time. Okay, in the meantime, whites are pawn down, but about to win one back. Black is slightly better, but I think he's going to need to tread carefully. If the knight moves, rook takes pawn is going to hit both of the black bishops. That is going to be very scary. So what to do? How to defend all the threats. Abdusattorov's lost most of his time advantage. He decides to defend his knight. There we go. He got his bishop out the way in the process. And now, quick calculation. Attacking the rook. And the rook's getting traded off now. Level looking endgame. The clocks are ticking.
And he's still been able to keep his time advantage, Abdusattorov, and he looks as concentrated as ever. He always has this kind of shaky vibe, but that's just like him being in focus mode is how I'm reading it. And he seems very determined with extra time on the clock, but it's become a way more equal position than it was just a couple of moves ago.
Yeah, and the good news for these two is that Alexei Serrano appears to be in a bit of trouble. Against Denis Lazovic on board 2. So whoever wins this game is very likely to win the tournament.
Okay.
Maybe a draw enough for Sindarov, but he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, they don't have time to look at the other games, and it's always a bit dramatic in the final round when all of the different placements are switched up with last-minute results coming in. So it's going to be exciting to see what they go for, but it's clear that Abdusattorov, he is trying to win this, and he has an extra pawn, or not, no, he doesn't have an extra pawn anymore, but he has better pawns, a better pawn structure, but Sindarov has the bishop pair, and they both really want to win this game.
Yeah, it feels like on the board, it's like they've cancelled each other out. They've both just played so well. Again, such a high-quality game. 0 mistakes from either side. But there we go. This is Sindarov panicking slightly and trying to force a draw, trying to build a fortress. He's down to 1 minute, but now only black can win. Only the black pieces can come out on top here. The king is going to sit beautifully on a square, attacking some double pawns. The bishop is going to tie white's bishop down. The only question is whether this is a fortress. White's got the bad bishop. All of white's pawns are on the same color as that piece. Black has the good bishop, but where's the breakthrough? Maybe at some point he's got to try and use his own pawn to break past the white king. The kings are in opposition right now. This is tough. Sindarov, I don't think he's going to hold this. 44 seconds. Bishop trade. Big question. Taking the bishops off. Oh, he's trying to calculate, but that would have led to a draw most likely. Nodirbek, he's going to wait and wait. He's moving around. This is very clever. Oh, now, only now. Wait, he should have waited even longer and pushed his
king and pawn endgame.
But this makes it so much easier for white, who had no time. He didn't want to flag his opponent.
He wants to win fair and square, but is he even winning?
Or only move for white. He finds it. He brings his king forward. It's the B pawn that's going to promote. And black's H pawn is the one. We're going to see new queens being born.
Oh.
Black gets there first, but white's king is nearer.
Yeah, and then Abdusattorov has way more time on the clock. They agreed to a draw?
Wow, it's probably a drawn endgame. Sindarov is the only one who can win. He would have been a pawn up, but 30 seconds. I think he wanted to bank it and hope that other results go his way.
Oh, we need his look.